black-bellied whistling ducks. You get those black-bellied whistling ducks in the journal? Yeah. All right, cool. They're so good. My name's Stephen Hesterberg. I'm a doctoral candidate in integrative biology. My name is Christian Brown. I'm a PhD candidate with the integrative biology department at the University of South Florida.
My name is Jeannie Munger, and the plan today is to hike from Riverfront Park all the way to Bruceby Downs.
One of the reasons that we want to walk the wildlife corridor is just to see where any pinch points might lie, see where the corridor might get really narrow, and see where wildlife might have to spill over into the surrounding communities, onto roads and things like that. We've identified one point with aerial maps near Bruceby Downs where it gets extremely narrow, down to 75 meters in width. You know, sort of put ourselves in the shoes of the wildlife that has to move between those two habitats.
There's really nothing like bringing a classroom full of students out, to get dirty and show them what's out here. This is the cardinal air plant in full bloom.
It's some kind of club fungus.
So this is Rexia mariana, the meadow beauty.
It's a slime mold.
A lot of people think that just because it's land doesn't support or help our water resources in the bay. And that's just not true. All this water here, all these wetlands are just a giant filter.
I put my money on a red-shouldered hawk, Bootial lineatus.
Duck potato.
Got a beautiful barred owl up here.
It's another epiphyte.
So this is the southern leopard frog, Lithobates phenocephala.
This probably looks like muck to most people, or mud, and it is. But the reason why it's this color is because it has a whole lot of carbon in it. So all of these plants are sucking up carbon from our atmosphere and depositing it down to the forest floor below.
It's a liverwort!
I would say it's a narrow-mouthed toad, actually. This wildlife corridor is actively being used by wildlife, in this case a bobcat.
This is Gladitia aquatica, the water locust.
This is a giant wild pine air plant.
A pleasing fungus beetle.
This is Cephalanthus occidentalis, the button bush. Oh, this is so exciting. It's Florida.
Wild Florida.
Wow.
17.4. 17.4 feet?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's huge.
Yeah, I mean this tree was thousands of years old.
Yeah.
Probably when it was cut.
This was the mother.
Yeah, we became aware just like the rest of USF did, with a tip from a reporter about possible development. You know, USF leadership just called for proposals for development. Didn't reach out to any of the faculty or staff that directly use this property. Didn't reach out to the community. So we were quite shocked.
Well, students and faculty at USF are fighting back against the university releasing a request for information. But what about Indigenous history there and anthropology? Welcome back to WMNF Midpoint, Jeannie.
Hi, thank you for having me again. The entire property is covered in significant cultural sites for Indigenous heritage, and there's documentation of human habitation there, for the last 10,000 years. So this would have gone back to the Tokobogans, but also the Seminole tribe. And there's a village site there, as well as several burial sites.
Look. Does that not look like a shovel?
It is. That's absolutely a shovel, but the footprints, you can see a pattern. A boot print there, that's the heel of the boot print right there. And then you can see there's boot prints all around this freshly turned up sand. Yeah, somebody dug this up.
Maybe what we should be saying is that even though there's this more recent looting that's tied to the potential development, that the university has let this place get looted for decades, and they have systematically undervalued and left unprotected one of the most important Indigenous cultural heritage sites in all of Florida. They have devalued and left unprotected something so critically important.
Apartments here, apartments there, 85 yards, that's it.
Absolutely wild to think that there are laws preventing people from building on wetlands, and look at what you have here.
This is all that's left connecting these conservation lands.
Yeah, Dr. Rivas just told me that she's seen otters cross here, across Crispy Downs. Preserve is not for sale! The preserve is not for sale! Alright, thank you everyone. Alright. Potential developers are more concerned about our opinion and our perspective than the fucking administration at USF. So we're here to show President Curl and his executive staff that we're committed to fighting for the protection of this space in perpetuity. We're asking President Curl to rescind the RFI, place a conservation easement on the land so that it can never be developed, and hire appropriate staff to make sure that this site is protected and valued and as healthy as it can be.
There's a lot more than the short-term, quick buck monetary value. There's cultural value, there's environmental value, there's learning value. Right here, there's an Indigenous cemetery. And to the University of South Florida president and administration, know this, and you know my words because you've dealt with me before, you will not touch that burial site. If you want body bags and blood in the street, you try to touch that burial site. Under no circumstances will we allow that. We will use any and all means necessary, and I mean any and all means. So the University of South Florida needs to stay away from that burial site. They should protect the whole thing, but they risk their police officers' lives if they come and touch that burial site, because we'll do everything we can to protect it.
I'll never forget the walk that we took
Never.
all together, you know. I'll never forget it.
I can't think about it without getting really emotional, but I think that there's really something to be said for teaching people what is out here, teaching people to like see the, you know, individual tree and to understand how it relates into the ecosystem and how these things are connected. You know, you have to kind of just wander into this giant, ancient, burned out bald cypress tree and marvel at it. There's some, you know.
I just think I could go anywhere else in the world and it just wouldn't be the same.
I feel that
sense
way.
of place. It's home for me.
It is.
It's home.
It is.
Just because something is labeled a preserve doesn't mean it's protected. It takes active participation from the community to make sure that a place stays clean, healthy, supporting wildlife. You know, all these things that we do are just lines on a map, and unless we actually participate in them, these places that we love will be gone.
Trekking through a swamp.
Yep.
It's kind of good.